Welcome back to some more MGS1 PC Easy All Bosses League. Now featuring MetalGlennSolid versus vermillionnoel, and I am joined by uh the man himself, El Pazo. What is going
Hello.
on, my dude?
How are you?
Good. GG's on your race versus Akuma. It's certainly a momentous task, and I'm sure we all enjoyed it. So now these
Thank you
guys are
very
going to be
much.
getting underway for the next race. All right, so pretty much at the beginning, it's all about farming those alerts. It's the infamous thing about running this game is, oh man, what kind of rat will I get with the PAL card in Disc 2? Well, thanks to farming these alerts at the docks, you don't have to worry about that. So the rat RNG is dead. Grab emoji. So I believe they have to farm up to 6, because when you're waiting in these docks, you're essentially waiting out the elevator. There is a certain point where you want to stop farming, because the elevator will not come down during an alert, and
Um,
you otherwise can't go up the elevator as the alert happens.
the minimum amount of alert you want to take on these docks is 5, but 6 is better. And you can have 7 if you can grab an extra alert on the elevator. You have to stop. You have to take the last alert on the Jeremy Blomstein screen, I think. So it's
Yeah.
the lastest second you can have it, and then you're gonna start to lose time. So
Yeah, so like you could use the credits to your advantage, unless people who've ran the game a lot just kind of know when it's time to start packing up and get to the elevator. So like I said, they're just kind of doing laps around these guards. They take out one so they can just kind of, troll the other one, farm those alerts. Because the game's feature is that if you get, I think it's like over 10 by the time you reach the hangar, instead of the PAL card being in the possession of the rat, it just places it within the ditch, out of 7 possible locations, which we'll get to that
oh,
when we cross that bridge.
I think Vermilion is gonna lose a little bit of time. Like he got the alert on the Jeremy Blomstein credit, so we might see, but I think he
Might
will
be
lose some
okay.
frames.
Yeah, because see, this is what I was just talking about, where you want this to kind of be wrapped up before you see the last of those credits, because it'll actually delay this elevator from going down. But there's still a lot of things ahead of us. I mean, this is just kind of the first of many steps. Man, I love that guard. It's just
It's
like, wait, where's there somebody here? Wait, now the elevator's going back up.
so
Maybe it
dumb.
just I don't know, man. You can even do a thing where you can kick the guy like as you're going up the elevator. I
Yeah.
don't know. But now it's just gonna be the first of
Oh,
many runs.
Vermilion got shot.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a little bit unlucky, but so basically you pick up the chaff, you take an alert off the bat, just running to the vent, flip over the guard. Taking a shot or even getting punched is, it does add up in time loss. I think it's, I don't know, maybe like half a second for every shot, and maybe even longer when you get knocked over. It feels longer when it happens, trust me.
Yeah,
Um,
you can lose more time. Like if you get shot twice, there's a tiny risk you get shot twice again in the cell fight, and then you die. So either you're gonna have to equip the ration or use a ration to heal, and you're gonna lose more time. So ideally, you don't want to be shot once on the helipad, but the more you can be shot is like 2, is like 1. If you get shot twice, you take the risk to have it to use a ration during the cell fight. So
See, that's the other thing, and I believe Sparty kind of opened up this category of what do we actually call that encounter. So, like, I think he calls it cell fight. I tend to call it guard rush because of MGS2 Tanker. Then there's guard fight, guard rush, cell
it's a
fight,
prison slaughter.
a prison slaughter.
It's a slaughter. It's not a fight, you know.
I mean, yeah, when you kind of look at it that way, I mean, it is kind of gruesome, but okay, so now we got guard encounter from the Wise Papa Plywood. But either way, so at this point, when they make their way down from the tank hangar, you will notice they go up the ladder. In any percent, you would just vent glitch right in that vent that's by that ladder, but since we're doing all bosses, you can't do that. Doing so will skip half the game, and most likely you'll forfeit your match for doing so. I believe there's a thing in the rules that explains in the event somebody does that out of habit or whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the only vent glitch you will see used is in the tank hangar to skip some lasers and a very lengthy codec call from Meryl to open the door. So both of these guys picking up their rations, I would imagine. Well, at least I saw Vermillion do it. But like you said, it's gonna be, uh, some people may look at the first encounter as somewhat of a scripted fight, but there's actually a lot of little things that need to happen if you want it to go very fast.
Yeah. On easy, like you can lose a little bit of time, but when you play it on extreme, it's really different. Like it's not scripted at all. You have to do all kind of
Oh,
movements.
see, there's that. Yeah, there's that one hit you were talking about.
Yeah.
So, like, variables with this would be not only your SOCOM shots, not only just trying to get your shots to take them out quickly, but you also want to be mindful of your ammo, depending on how it is you want to deal with Ocelot later. But you also want to be as consistent as possible for each guard. Meryl can tend to help out, but I think on easy, and maybe you could speak to this more positive, but I think on easy, you would probably want to deal more of the damage yourself rather than trying to have Meryl kind of, help you out with some of the guards because it's just trying to be quick.
Meryl is really up to the RNG. Like she can help you sometimes, but most of the time she's just useless. So you can count on her, but on extreme you have to count on her because you don't want to kill the guard to get the big boss rank. So you have to wait for her to kill the guards.
Yeah, so both of them ended their guard encounter, now making the way down to B2. And of course, another variant you'll notice from time to time is the elevators themselves.
Yeah. And I think Glenn is gonna go for grenade. I'm not sure for Vermilion. He might go to SOCOM. I'm not sure. I know he trained grenade a lot. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, I would almost expect Glenn to do it. He's a long runner of this game. He's done lots of difficulties categories. Okay, so he's gonna do the first throw. Okay, so
nice.
it landed a little bit short. He's got a second. It's gonna get. So it takes. I think if it's on target, it takes 2. But if one of them is like slightly off, it'll only do partial damage, and you need to get 3. And here you're seeing Vermillion do the SOCOM loop, which is safer to do. It's easier to control. But the risk with the grenade strat is like what you just saw. If it either goes off target, it won't do the full damage, or if you trip any of the wires, or if the grenade falls short and trips the wires, that is a very lengthy continue screen.
That's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, but 2 different fights, or 2 different fighting methods for Ocelot, but both relatively well done. I mean, grenade strat is really hard to do. What's that?
Vermilion did well with the SOCOM.
Yeah. So here you're going to see the vent glitch that I was talking about. Doing this, you bypass the lengthy codec call for Meryl to open the door. By the time you get up here, kind of get a nice view of what it looks like in there. Touch the door, and voila, you're outside. Okay, so tank fight. Oh boy, tank fight. So
there's 2 ways to do it on PC. You can oh, Glenn got shot. Never mind, I think he doesn't care. So there's 2 ways. You can crouch to avoid the shoot, or you can take a particular line to just avoid the shoot. I mean, if you take a particular line, the tank won't shoot at all. So, but it's really like almost frame perfect. So it's you gotta be careful with that. Except if you're Akuma, of course.
Man, it's really kind of, for me, it's always those basic lessons of, knowing the awareness of what the tank is capable of doing, your movement, its movement, and then just lining up these 2 grenades. And I feel like it's a hard fight to die to, but it's an easy fight to mess up.
Yeah. The tank is like one of the, well, it's really hard to practice at first when you're not used to the game. You have to learn the tank. can take a while, but once you got it, you barely miss it. Like once you got it, it's one of the easiest fights in the game.
Yeah,
It's easier on console.
Actually, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I don't know. I just have a bad history when it comes to the tank fight. Doesn't matter if it's this or Twin Snakes, but especially Twin Snakes. But that's outside of our, our game that
Totally
we're watching
different,
today.
Yeah.
So now it's a race to the B2 floor with the Nikita launcher to blow up a power box, and going on to the next boss fight, which is up against the ninja fight. So Nikita can be a little tricky. Just gotta be very delicate with your movements. You know, I mean, Akuma had a very dicey turn at the very end during the last run. Okay, so Glenn going with a diagonal. So depending on how you time it, I think it is a little bit faster, but it's incredibly, little monk-ass, just depending on how you're pathing it.
Yeah.
See, Vermilion going... Okay, so he's going to play a little bit safer. He's just going to hang left and then go up.
If you miss a Nikita missile there, you can lose 10 seconds, up to 10 or 11 seconds. But the thing is, if you miss a Nikita shot, you won't get enough missile to fight Raven, so you're gonna have to use a grenade to finish him, and you can waste time there. So this Nikita sequence is really important, actually.
And not only that, but if you spend too much time in there, your oxygen will actually drain. Yeah. Like we almost saw that one race.
Oh yeah,
and I think it depletes faster when you're injured versus when you're at full HP. So that's like another thing to be aware of. All right, so Ninja Fight. So even though it's somewhat of a scripted encounter, the things you need to do to optimize it are very important, especially when it comes to this difficulty where you want to get every single punch and kick as possible. You want to minimize the dialogue towards the end. But I guess, Pazzo, what else is going to be involved with this fight?
I think it's the only fight of the game which is harder in easy than, extreme and stuff like that, because, for a speedrun. So in easy, if you miss a kick, you can have an extra line where Fox says, talks about the bone and sinew, and you lose like 10 seconds if you get this line, so you have to avoid it. So you cannot miss any kick. If you miss 1 or 2 punches, okay, but if you miss a kick, you get the line. So it's really different from the other difficulties, and that's weird. That's one of the fight you want to.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with like the kick has a higher damage value than the punches. Granted, you want every single punch and kick you can get, but it's all about trying to get every bit of damage you can, minimize your movement.
Good RNG for your minion.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's the other thing is during the phase 2 of hide and seek, it's a roll of where he can land after he jumps up to hide. I think it's like 1 out of maybe it's like 6 places. I don't remember exactly. There's some that are good, some that are like average, and then the worst ones are where he could spawn on the other side of the room. You got to go chase him.
Yeah, it's 6 places.
All right, so Glenn's about to end his fight. So you would normally get this line, where he says, "I remember that punch." And if you're short on damage, that's when you get the infamous bone and sinew.
Vermilion got the bone and sinew. He missed a kick.
I should just shut up, because this is now the second race where we've had commentators curse happen during a live run or live race. But oh man, that is unfortunate.
You can avoid the line. The Great Fox line when he says, "I remember that punch." You have to, like, there's a strat. You have to punch him on a particular frame, and if you do well, you can punch him at the same moment he teleports, and then you can punch him again. So you can punch him like 5 times against 5 times instead of 3, and there's a way to avoid this line, but it's really tricky most of the time.
I just learned something new today.
Yeah, it's really, really tricky. Like, it's almost frame perfect, so maybe it's up to the RNG as well. So, but I already got this line skipped once, but most of the time you won't have it.
So I imagine Well, at least Glenn, but I think both Vermilion and Glenn will be getting the cardboard box when they rendezvous with Meryl to proceed
I'm
to
not
the
sure about
Mantis fight.
Vermilion. I'm
I'll
not
be
sure.
quick now.
I think on the last race
Follow
against me, he did not take the box, so we might
Yeah,
see, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
That's
I think
strange.
it's
There's
one of
no
those things
guard.
where if you go for the
What
box
happened to the
strat
music?
and you're really good and
I'll keep a
consistent
lookout.
at it, it saves you
Make sure
time.
you're ready, okay?
But if you go for the box and fail to clip out of bounds quickly, or at least on a first or second try basis, then it's almost not worth it.
Yeah.
And so in this case, some may just decide, you know what, I'm just gonna just crawl underneath, or maybe they'll pick up the box considering if they try it, and if they're maybe have like a good enough of a lead, they can try it once, and if it doesn't, then they just crawl underneath and just move on. So Glenn going with the backwards,
Looks like D-Lime throw is the new black. Everybody's doing that now.
is that what they're calling it?
So it
Yeah,
saves half a second if you do it well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like how long that actually saves if you roll her into the room, like on a first try.
It saves half a second actually, but D-Lime thinks if you make it quicker, you can save up to 1 second.
Oh, leave it to the community to find things like this. So now it's gonna be our Battle of Wits versus Psycho Mantis, but little does he know in the PC version, we can do things like aim in first person. I mean, seriously, aim in first person. Imagine that.
Yeah, I personally don't like it because on the grenade throw you have to be really precise on the FPV, but that works. That's a way to do it.
So I think it's, what is it, 7 shots with the Sawcon, then you throw a grenade for the face skip?
8, 7. It can be 8 or 9, but ideally it's 7.
Oh, Vermilion. Yeah, so I think one of his grenades got blocked.
Too soon. I think.
Yeah.
Mantis was on iframe, so.
Yeah,
That's
it
okay,
looks
that's not
easy to do, but I could just tell from like how complicated it is. It's like, man. Oh, see, even Glenn trying to get that last grenade to go off, which I think he might have hit him.
Yeah, you got it. Like if you get this grenade, you will skip a phase, the Mantis phase, and the worst phase of the fight is like a hide and seek, just like Fox. So he teleports to a spot, and you have to shoot at him many times. But if you throw that grenade on the particular time, you can avoid this phase, and it's really faster.
I'll take point.
The Vermilion's having a little bit of trouble trying to end
I
this
think he's
fight.
not in the good. Oh yeah, you got it. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so I thought maybe he was off to the... I don't know if he was off to the left somewhere, if it was just his controller. Alright, so Glenn going for the out of bounds. Similar to the vent glitch, but you're using the vent glitch standing up in first person in combination with the box, and he does it really nicely.
Yeah. Textbook. No, I'm gonna stop with this word. We heard it.
What's wrong? I
God.
thought you were good.
Oh god, what race was it again? Like it was like textbooks this, textbook that.
Mind.
God,
I don't
couldn't stop
remember.
laughing.
The radar is
But that was too much. Stop it.
Oh man, that was such a good meme that day. Okay, so
Vermilion did not take the box, so
yeah, so he's just gonna crawl underneath normally, and I guess the risk going with this is just having to avoid the dogs.
Yeah.
You don't want to get, attacked. It'll just lose you time each time it happens.
those dogs can be like a pain sometimes. Like if you get the bad RNG, they can just hit you and you lose like 2 seconds. But I think on Twin Snakes, well, you know the game better than me, but I think on
Oh,
Twin Snakes
they're
it's-
worse. They are so worse. I mean, there's better ways to deal with them on Twin Snakes, but they can attack you from across the room, and it's no joke. They can pounce and home in on you from so far away, especially when it's off screen. So Meryl thinks, hey, you know what? I got these psychic powers. I could see where all the mines were at, and it's like, oh, you know what, Meryl? Yeah, so do we. We can just hold up. That's all you gotta do is just hold up.
She just wants to draw a submarine or a Mexican hat. I don't know, but
I don't know. It's like I just found that so remarkable when I, was trying to learn how to run this game, and then when it came to those claymores, I was sweating bullets. Like, man, how am I gonna get by this? When I looked at it run, it's like, wait, all you really do is hold up.
yeah.
And I
First
tried
time I
it for
saw
myself.
it was the same thing for me. Like I think everyone when everyone play the game casually. They have to follow the line. But then when you watch the speed run, you notice that
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like you
have
either
to
try
press
to
up.
trace the steps or you just crawl over if you know you could just, crawl over the mines to disarm them. But then it's like, we could just hold up and, say goodbye to those mines for now. So now is going to be backtracking to the armory to pick up the PSG1. Yes, PSG1. I know I was, memed earlier about the the PGS1 sniper
GS1.
rifle. Yeah, which I said during a race in MGS2 with plywood, and I said it so adamantly that I didn't realize I said it wrong, which made it even funnier. But anyways, yeah, we kind of need that sniper rifle. Which I believe on the armory during that last race, we kind of saw a patented Pazzo strat when it came to the
Yeah.
armory.
Yeah, that's
There's
well. I have to pick up 2 box of stuns to do that, but I feel like it's safer. I like this regular strat can be sometimes up to the RNG. Like if you waste too much time on the PSG1 room, you just get spotted. So you have to be careful. So I found this strat maybe safer. You just waste 2 seconds to take extra stun packs, but that's okay.
I mean, what I like about what you did was like it kept the elevator door open, so you're taking that out of the equation. But
Yeah.
granted that you have to use more resources to make that happen. So I would expect Glenn is going to do the single rollover. Then he's going to throw just the one stun, trigger an alert on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Pick up the
I'm
rifle,
the only one
go
crazy
left.
enough to use 2 stuns there.
Yeah, hey man, you know what? I always say, people, at the end of the day, whatever makes it work is what matters to the run. Okay, so he got the slower elevator, and
Ooh,
he's
he
just
was really
gonna kick the
close.
guard away, and oh man,
No.
man, I always get scared when trying to go in that elevator. I don't know what it is. It's so scary.
The hitbox of those guards is really weird. Like if you touch them, just touch them, they're gonna spot you. So you can't be too close. But
Yeah, it's like you can get an early alert from trying to roll them over. You can get a really bad elevator and try to kick the last guard, and it fails. I mean, there's just so many things that can go wrong in here, and you just want to get out.
Yeah, that's why I use 2 stuns personally. That just I don't have to throw anyone. I don't have to punch anyone. I don't have to press the elevator button. I just have to run and use 2 stuns and 1 chest. So I think Glenn is gonna go for the last chest strat there.
Yeah, I mean, they both had an identical armory. I mean, they both had a slow elevator.
Glenn is going for the PSG1 strat, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if he was adapting the shaft strat, which you may have seen in the last race, where I believe both of you guys, Kuma, did the where you throw the chaff to kind of detonate and distract the guard to look right to get a rollover.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you could do the just like I forget on PC, it's like you could just hotkey to the sniper in a room where you're not supposed to be able to use it and just somehow kill that guard. Is that how it works?
I think Glenn went for the PSG1 because he wasted time entering the room and he was too late.
Let's see. Noel also going for the sniper. It almost looked like maybe he was going to try it, but maybe he decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to snipe him. I don't know. It always amazes me how some runes have like these, really fast, risky swag strats, saves you time, but just like the armory, can go wrong in a heartbeat. So good sniper spawn from Glenn.
What a great arm.
Wow, look at this. Wow, that's 4 hits in the same place, and then one more.
Struggled just a little bit on the end, but that was a really good fight.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, when you get into Sniper 1, you want her to be right in the middle, where you essentially just aim your gun, look up, and she's right there. Off to the right is still good, but I think the one thing you never want is to have her hide behind the pillar where she's taking cover. It just loses you so much time, especially if she's moving left and right. So Vermillion now getting the left spawn, which is a little bit unlucky because now it gives Sniper Wolf a chance to hug the pillar. Oh, no, he's getting another hit. Okay, now she's going off to the right. So I think he needs one more.
Oh, no. Still a decent fight.
Okay, so a little scary there. I mean, it's, if you don't have a ration equipped and you're taking a lot of damage, it's a very risky continue you could take, but
Yeah, that's
still
what
anybody's
happened to
run
me,
right now. I mean, Glenn with the Glenn with the advantage for now, but as you know, Pazzo, there's lots of things to come.
Yeah. Like, this run is pretty much up to Wolf 2, Liquid, the Power Key. Well, there's many spots you can waste time and have continue, but like that's the 3 spots I think the most important: the Wolf 2, the Liquid, and the Power Key.
Yeah, I mean, even Hein can play a big role in
If
a
he
race
goes below,
like this.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this is my favorite part of the run is spending some quality time with our resident guard Johnny. You know, just annoying him by either punching the air, knocking on the wall, and he just politely over time tells you to shut up.
Oh, this guy is really patient, I have to say.
Then again, I mean, who's this Willia guy he keeps yelling at? I only see
I don't
Snake and
know.
a dead DARPA chief in there.
Maybe DARPA Chief, his name was William. William DARPA.
It's like, shut up in there, will ya, DARPA? Oh, wait.
He's dead. You don't have a choice.
And if Glenn is watching this run back, I'm sure you appreciate when I say DARPA chief is dead, crab emoji.
Yeah, but how is dead there? He was dead in the cell. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it's very sus, man.
I don't know about this game.
I don't know. Maybe one of those DARPA chiefs I think was an imposter, and then maybe they killed the other one thinking that he was the imposter.
Oh, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
He's coming back.
I don't know, man. We're just riffing. It's capture. You're just waiting for Otacon to show up with some goodies, keycard, ration, bottle of ketchup. You know, size you makeshift your escape by pretending you got killed by the door. Use the bottle of ketchup while laying down, and it looks gruesome, but it kind of looked like Snake got decapitated by the door, and Johnny, I'm sure, is not gonna fall for this whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, everyone who watched Prison Break show just like they thought it was realistic, but when you play MGS, you know it's not realistic. You just have to get one ketchup sauce to escape, so you don't have to make like plans on the skin. Just get one ketchup and you're out. That's enough.
Yeah, so you'll notice that as he was choking Johnny, as he broke his neck, he equipped the card and re-equipped it to kind of cancel out part of the, I guess, lowering animation. It just saves you a little bit of time.
I'm not really sure it saves time. Like, I think Plywood told me once that it doesn't save time. It just makes the animation weird. I'm not sure.
I always figured it saved like maybe just like a little bit. Like we're talking, you know, fractions of a second. Yeah, frames.
Possible, yeah.
You know, plus, I mean, you know, it doesn't really hurt to do so because I mean, you're gonna need the card anyway.
Yeah.
At least for getting out. But it does look kind of, you know, right? It does look kind of weird now that I saw it again from a Vermilion screen. It's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna drop him. Up, there you go.
Yeah, and there's 2 ways to choke Johnny. You can like facing the door or getting the door in your back. So getting the door in your back means you're not gonna get the alert most of the time, but it's safer because if you're facing the door and like get up and choke Johnny, you have to risk to just throw him, and if you throw him you waste time, so that's safer to go this way.
Yeah, and you could even risk getting shot or punched back in the cell, and then you get locked back in.
We saw that once, I think.
Yeah, it's I personally like, you know, having the door to my back because then you're just standing up and it puts you right on top of Johnny. Like you don't have to move at all. Going facing front, I guess it can be faster, but it just has to come with its pros and cons and how confident you are with, you know, grabbing him before he does anything to you back. But now at this point, it's a race back to the underground passage to go up Tower A. So again, we're seeing use of the GME God Mode exploit glitch, which you can activate by hotkeying between a grenade and your PGS1. Or I did it again.
PGS1.
I did it again. All right, so you hotkey a grenade in the PSG1, which puts you in a weird iframe state, and it works for as long as you're in the room. I think you have to redo it every time you load it in a new room, but also allows you to do things by going out of bounds and then teleporting to the other side of the map to touch the door. Man, I still can't believe I said PGS1 again.
PGS1.
Oh man.
That was really well timed, but by Glenn, like he threw the grenade just when he threw it, it exploded. Like it didn't waste any frame. That was really well timed.
Yeah, I think by throwing that grenade, you're skipping that cutscene of what would normally be tripping the lasers and then seeing the guards show up. And of course, might be thinking, wait a minute, how is he not getting shot or punched right now? Well, again, thanks to the wonders of GME.
One and not PGS1 is the most important weapon of the run. So. Okay, Verminion struggles a little bit with the GME. Okay, let's go.
All right, so again, he's just gonna throw the grenade to trigger the sequence faster, pick up the rope. And once you have the GME activated, it's just a race to the top.
Never forget the rope, guys.
Yes, never forget the rope. And of course, some people might be wondering, well, can this be done on all versions of MGS, the GME? Well, it's exclusive to the PC version only. So, sorry, if you're not playing the PC version, well, you're gonna find out very quickly that it does not work. And you'll have a rougher time to get up.
What's happening with GME is like, when you equip the PSG1 on this game, even on console, there's a small animation, like 1 second animation, when Snake just crawls to aim with the PSG1. So during this animation, he's invincible, because it wouldn't be fair for the player to be shot during this animation. So, well, on PC you can bind keys to weapons. So if you press 0, you're gonna equip the PSG1. But if you press 0, just when you get this animation, you press another weapon by hotkey, you just like get stuck in this animation, kind of, and you are invincible forever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a broken game whatsoever.
No.
And I'm being very sarcastic when I say that, because it is a broken mess of a game, but it's an incredibly entertaining and challenging speedrun, nevertheless.
This game is the definition of broken.
Yeah, so with Repel, just want to get down as fast as possible, minimize the damage, not just for maintaining a high health bar, but just minimize the, I guess, just interruptions. I think every time you get hit by a vent, it just slows you down a little bit, but not too bad. So, same thing as before, activate GME and then just laugh at the guards when you dodge their bullets. And just say, haha, better luck next time, genomes.
Yeah, this sequence is really different from console, because on console it can be hard.
Oh, it is brutal. I mean, well, depending on the difficulty, but yeah, it can be very messy. You know, it's very easy to mess up.
With on console, you can use the PSG1 to snipe a guy, you can use the stuns, you can avoid the bullets, but it's really like, it can be tricky. On the PC, hopefully you don't have to care about that. You just go into GME and then, oh, Verminion got like a little teleportation. What happened there?
It's almost like he kind of clipped through the girder a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good repel. I mean, regarding he got.
Yeah, so it was. Oh, see, I really hate it when that happens with repel, where you get to the very bottom and you just maybe, you know, just a little bit off from. Yeah, it's like you got to reach a certain level to get out of that sequence, and if you're just above it, you're just left dangling there saying, "Hey, why am I not out yet?"
Because Snake can't like drop the rope like 20 inches before. Now it's not possible. It's too risky.
and not only that, but like you have to be on the left side of the screen too. Like if you're dangling over the abyss, as I call it, it won't let you get out. Even though at times it's like, wait, why am I still stuck here? Oh, that's because I'm hanging over the abyss. I don't want to drop just yet. It's a pretty far trip
Snake
down
is
there.
not super. Okay, it's not gonna drop there.
Hey, Bat, you know, if Big Boss in MGS3 can survive, you know, falls from such a great a height, I mean, surely it wouldn't be an issue for Solid Snake, but then again, it is Solid Snake. I mean, he can't even drop down 2 stories where it's just like, damn, gotta go up to the roof now. It's like, come on, man. I don't know. So, Hindy.
the Hindy, like there's two phases in the Hindy. First phase you have to shoot 6 times the Hindy, I mean easy. And then you're gonna go to the second phase. The second phase is like the first phase. The good thing about the second phase is you can like stuck the Hindy to some kind of a cage, like you can't, like you just wait for the iframe to be done and then you shoot again. So you have to be precise and to time your shot very well, because if you miss, it can go below the building. If it happens on easy, you can lose.
Wow, that overhead shot from Glenn, like as he was approaching, that was pretty
very
sick.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, because like
did not take the ammo, the ladder.
Yeah, not going in, but he did as he was setting up on that corner there. Because if your ammo runs out, it'll spawn an ammo box right where that missile just blew up part of the tower. But I think the trick to this fight is just understanding the Heinz flight pattern. Every time it gets hit, it tends to just fly 180. At least in phase 1. Phase 2 is where it can get really interesting, which as you're seeing now, you're kind of caging it where every time you hit it, it wants to return fire, and then you get enough time to fire another shot, which effectively puts him in somewhat of a lock where he won't descend. And as you know, Pazzo, you never want the Hind ever to descend below the tower, especially on this difficulty, because it feels like an eternity for him to go back up just to get another hit or two. But nicely done by Glenn.
Happened to me on my first race. It's like the worst feeling in the world. Like you can't do
Yeah.
anything, you have to wait. Glenn got a really, really awesome fight, like a perfect fight.
Yeah,
So
so
Hind-
he's...
Hind is like the fight. You feel like you can't waste much time in this fight, but actually you can. Like if you don't time your shot precisely, you can waste seconds. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially if, you know, when he flies over and if those shots don't connect, and every little bit of damage that you don't get adds up over the course of the fight. So Glenn making his way back down, he's picking up another set of 5 Stinger missiles, which is going to be used primarily for the next fight with Sniper Wolf 2. Everybody's favorite fight in this race. It seems to be one of the key dividers. When it comes to these races, you get a great Sniper 2. You get a very trolly Sniper 2. We even had a game, or we even had a race where there was a soft lock where we had to see Sniper Wolf 2 done twice. Which hopefully we won't see that happen, but it just seems to be every bit of part of this race all comes to a head when it comes to Sniper Wolf 2. Like, it's just the predetermined gatekeeper of like, okay, you're gonna proceed with this run, or it'll give somebody a chance to crawl their way back into a race, get it closer. I don't know, man. It's hard to be in that seat. But yes.
The thing about Wolf 2 then, it's just like, as we have a new strat for the cargo, you have to save 2 Stinger ammo for the cargo to do the Stinger C4 strat, so you gotta be careful with that. Like you have 10 Stinger, you can think like it's a lot, but you can waste so much on Wolf 2 because sometimes the hitbox is weird, like you won't touch her through a tree, so...
So they're using the Stinger to locate where Sniper Wolf is, and then hit her behind a tree if she takes cover, what she's doing now. Ooh! Oh, she moved over.
He has a bad RNG so far.
Yeah, this is... Oh, now she's going back. Yeah, this is like I said, I mean, this is where things can change for either run.
Oh.
Okay, so getting the follow-up.
2 PLG1 ammo left. That should be...
Oh,
okay.
that is... Yeah, that is a little scary, but can be done.
Best RNG you can have on...
Okay, last missile. Oh, he got hit. Yeah, so if she shoots you while using the Stinger, it'll shoot it off target.
So unfortunate.
All right, one more, and oh, it missed again. Oh no.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Well,
Oh
Vermillion
man.
get back down.
This is Vermillion's chance to make up some time here.
She's on the left so far. He has a good RNG. Oh, she's staying on the left. That looks really promising so far.
Okay, so he's gonna lead off with the stinger. Fire another shot in between the trees.
Oh, Vermilion. Oh, he missed a shot. That's what I was talking about. Like, if she's behind the trees, sometimes she can just...
Oh, she moved over again.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't you hate that?
But that RNG is really good. Like, it's like one of the best RNG you can have on Wolf 2. Oh, he missed a shot. Okay, he has a really good Wolf 2 compared to Glenn's.
There we go. Finish the fight with the stinger, and that is gonna hopefully make up some ground for him, as Glenn is already making his way into Disc 2,
Perfect
dealing with
cargo.
the... Yeah, so I think it's... I think you said it's you lead with the C4 and then 2 stinger shots.
Yeah, that's it. You have to put the C4 on the floor to kill the guard just behind you, and then shoot the two other guards with the stinger. So it's faster. I think the PPK strat takes like 11 seconds, and this strat takes like 7 or 8 seconds. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but that saves few seconds.
I mean, I guess what I like about it is, like, it's less movement dependent. I mean, like, you don't have to move at all, other than just, you know, making sure the C4 is planted.
PPK.
Yeah.
Because you have to be really precise. You have to aim just in front of the guard. Like if you aim just a little bit on the left or on the right, you fall and you'll have to kill him manually, and you're gonna waste time.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is still keeping it a close race. I mean, I know Glenn still has that lead coming into Disc 2.
30
See,
seconds.
oh, wait, did Vermilion forget to activate GME for that camera?
No, you don't activate GME on easy because you have to. You will have to make GME and then use the FPV to be able to press the button, and you're gonna waste more time.
Ah, I see.
You want to be shot, it's faster. Well, ideally, you want to not be shot, but if you get shot, it's faster than going to GME. I think the only way you go to GME is like when you play Extreme, because you can take a lot of damage. So.
Yeah, it's one of the notorious gun camp turrets in the game where it operates on its own patrol cycle. But now seeing another use of GME is going up to Raven saying, hey man, I'm right here, take your best shot. But as hard as he tries, he cannot hit you. Just trade your
This is the
Nikita
fight you have
shots.
to. This is the fight you have to save a lot of rations on console to use the grenade strat. So 3 or 4 rations to do this fight. But on PC, hopefully you don't care. You just go GME and it cannot hit you.
I don't know,
So
I
you
kind of
can-
feel bad for Raven. You know, it's like he tries so hard and he just kind of gets memed out of the fight. Let's see. I think Vermillion's gonna have to... I think he's gonna have to pick up ammo on his end.
No,
I'm not sure.
It's fine, fine.
What is it, 7 shots to end it? I forget.
Yeah,
Or is it
like
8?
when you take the Nikita, that's what I was talking about on the gas corridor before the ninja fight. You have to not mess up one Nikita, because if you do, you will be out of Nikita before Raven dies. So both got the Nikita first try, so they got the Raven with all the Nikita bullets.
Oh, that's another new thing I learned. I mean, for those that may know me, I run the game on either hard or extreme. I'm not as familiar with the other difficulties. But again, it always just fascinates me, like, how things like this get calculated from, you know, a
Yeah.
routing standpoint so early.
It's really like I said, you in the gas corridor. I mean, in the B1 level, you take the Nikita and 1 box of ammo, and you will have just enough to do the Nikita gas corridor and Raven. But if you mess up one, you will have to finish him with a grenade, so you waste time. The Nikita way is the fastest way because you can time it really well using the light on the Nikita.
All right, so now I guess the next question we all might be wondering is, with this elusive PAL key and all the alerts that these guys farmed up earlier, what kind of spawn will they get? So what do you think, Pazzo?
I would say got bomb for Glenn and Vermilion got 4.
I'm gonna say God Bomb for Glenn and God Palkey for Vermilion to try to
Oh.
give him a lifeline.
Okay. Oh, not got bombed, but really close.
All right, let's see
Oh,
here.
okay.
Oh, so you
Like
got like the second God
Okay.
bomb.
That was not a bad RNG, but the bad thing is you get the bomb, so you get to throw it and waste time. But that's okay. That's not a big deal.
Yeah,
was the
and I
second.
guess this can't be stressed enough is when it comes to searching for this Palkia in that drainage channel is know your lines, meaning you gotta know where you gotta be moving. You have to visualize where the items are, and anticipating that one of those items can be the Palkia, and instead of just wandering aimlessly in the drainage ditch, trying to
Oh,
find it.
okay. Vermilion got a better RNG, just a little bit better, but that won't be enough to
Let's
catch
see.
it up.
Yeah, so a little bit of a faster Palkia. But
I
still,
think
it's
4 for Vermilion. Got 4 now.
that might. I honestly don't know when it comes to these option spawns. Since I was kind of late on the Rad RNG is dead train. But I could just kind of guess what feels like the fastest, and just anytime you have to cross the corner to find the Palkia is already a rough day.
Yeah.
As if dealing with the Rad RNG beforehand wasn't bad enough, but just to have a spawn like that is never fun.
Well, I think it's better than Rat RNG.
I mean, at this point, any of those spawns is better than Rad RNG. Let's just face it.
Like, the only way you want to have Rat RNG is for extreme big boss, because you won't have enough alerts to do the Palkia in the ditch. So
Yeah, that's the
Although-
only drawback to farming alerts, like you said, is if you're trying to aim for rank 1 big boss stuff, it would basically disqualify that just for having too many alerts added up. As there's only certain ones you can have other than the scripted encounters you get throughout the run. But for easy any percent, or in this case all bosses, you don't really care about how many alerts you get, at least to the point
The
of
more you get-
ranking. Yeah, the more you get,
more
the
you get,
better
the
for
better.
this, but in terms of ranking, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can have as many as you want, the more the better. So now begins the process of changing the PAL keys from, well, starting with normal, going to cold, and then back to furnace for the red PAL key. And I think it takes 61 seconds from the time you load in to when the key is changed.
I learned something from Akuma. Akuma told me something 2 days ago. He told me that there's a little bit of RNG on the Palkia. It can be 59 to 61 seconds, actually. So,
Really?
yeah, apparently he told me that, so I didn't know about that. But apparently it can be up to 61 seconds, between 59 and 61 seconds. So, in most cases, well, I mean, in every cases, you will go for 61 seconds because you won't take the risk to not get the Palkia froze. But apparently,
Yeah.
it works like that.
Yeah, I mean, for those that have ran the game for a long time, they just know when it's the right time. When I was learning to run the game, underwater smoking, at least at the time, told me as a tip to listen to the music of the Coliseum room, where if you hear the violin chorus track play for the third time, that's when it's been at least a minute. In order to know when it's safe to leave, I just tend to check every time because, as you know, if you go to the control room with the wrong key on the wrong terminal,
Oh, the run.
not a good day. Yeah, the run is over. But yeah, hopefully that also won't happen. So I might as well say it now so I don't create commentator's curse once again. But just
one thing you have to know about the Palkia also is to hit it or to freeze it. It's not 61 seconds flat. It can be 61 seconds and a little bit more. So you don't want to leave the room at 61 seconds flat. You just wait just a little bit longer, just in case it's not 61 seconds flat.
I don't know, man. It's a weird game, and it's on PC, which already has like a weird background to it.
Yeah.
But better safe than sorry, I guess, is the message about
Oh, yeah.
changing the PAL
Even
cards.
if you waste 1 second, it's not a big deal on the race. Except if you're Akuma again. Because Akuma tries to go for every perfect frame in the game, so
Oh man, it's like I think they were talking about it during the last race, where it's like whenever it comes to these, frame optimization, frame perfect saves, he just goes for it regardless of the risks. It's just pedal to the metal, and amazingly enough, I mean, both of your guys' times last race was absolutely phenomenal, including, Kuma being current world record holder for this category, for this tournament, and having a run that was like only just a little off. I think it's like 1:00:04, and I think yours is a
Yeah,
101. Uh, well, it's
51, I
now
think.
well, yeah, because now you just PB'd on your last race.
Yeah,
So it was a 102, but now it's a 101. But yeah,
yeah.
it's
That
there's
was my
so
goal
much.
actually. Like, I knew it would be really hard to beat Akuma. The only way you can beat Akuma is like Akuma makes mistakes. So I made a friendly race with him like 3 weeks ago, and I beat him. But the thing is, he got very unfortunate. He messed up GME multiple times and stuff like that. That's the only way you can beat Akuma actually right now, because if he plays on his level, you can stand a chance. Like, he's so fast on the GME, on the lines, stuff like that. So
Yeah, no, I mean I know what it's like to be in that seat with racing someone that's rank one in the board, or even just like top three, someone that really knows the game and plays it very well. And sometimes the only way to win, like you said, is just to kind of hope they make a mistake or just get
yeah,
handed the worst RNG possible, just giving you somewhat of a chance. But yeah,
yeah.
very respectable run out of both of you
This is why
guys.
this is a group of death. Yeah. Akuma is first. He got the world record. Glenn is
Hmm.
second on the leaderboard. Like, I think Akuma PB is 101, 10004, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And Glenn is like 10053, something like that. So it's really close. So, and then since I got a PB, I think I'm fourth on the leaderboard now, just behind Plywood. And Vermillion is like, he has a 102 as well. So there's two 100, one 101, and one 102. So this is really, really a tight group.
I mean, even just listening to it, it sounds like it's it's pretty contested up there. But yeah, it is amazing just what it takes to produce runs like that to even get because I'm telling you, if there is going to be a sub 1 hour run, I would not be I would not be different to think like like Akuma would reach it first, since he's
Yeah,
already practically knocking on the door for sub 1 hour. I would imagine it's ideally a perfect run of like just about everything, even RNG dependent.
yeah. I think 4 people can make it into this tournament. Like, I think Glenn, Akuma, Plywood, and Tyler both have skill to get a sub 1 hour during this tournament. So it can happen.
Yeah, so now we're just waiting for these guys to finish heating up their last pal key. So I'm imagining I would not be surprised if either one checks their card at this point, because it'd be very costly if you get it wrong. So Glenn did check it, which is very smart.
Yeah, I
Because
think he saw the stream. He saw he was ahead, so it's not a big deal. Just checking, just in case. Because if he lose with that, that would be a total mess.
yeah, because I mean, if you make I mean, and this has happened to me on a different run where I made the exact same mistake. I thought it was ready to change. I went all the way down, and then found out, hey, you didn't heat this card up. Oh man,
Yeah,
it was
that's
not a fun day.
yeah, it's horrible. Like, on
But
PC, you can just not check. Like, you time it well. On console, I check every time. I don't know why, but on console, I'm not taking the risk, because on console, the run is like 1 hour and 30 minutes long. So
yeah.
you don't just kill your run at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still a fairly close race. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we
what,
have Rex
45
coming
seconds,
up, we
I would
have
say.
Liquid, and of course the escape section, post Liquid. So still lots of variants to be had for both runners.
Yeah, up to Liquid. They both really, really good for Infinite Punch, so it can go either way.
Yeah, because there's different ways to set up Liquid, which, as we've seen Akuma do the no throw, which he has the
what
mix of
Glenn-
a single to double punch, which looks insane to do, but it looks cool when you get it. There's the
really
one
tight.
throw and then the two throw.
Yeah,
But
the two throw is safer, but no throw is like it's really impressive, but it's really tricky. And I think Glenn is gonna go for no throw, by the way, because he practiced it a lot. So
yeah, but I mean, we've seen a lot of upsets with Liquid, especially either if it was trying to get an infinite, maintain it. I mean, it's a very easy thing to mess up, whether if it's trying to get him in the right position or if you punch, you know, if you punch too quickly where you go into a kick, which actually breaks your infinite loop.
yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we'll get out of both of these runs, which Glenn will be getting there in probably like less than a minute from now.
You know, I've been running this game for 4 months now, and I just know how to do the infinite punch since like 4 days. So it took me a long time. And what I noticed when I get it, it's like the most difficult part is not the timing with the punches. It's like to get the good position of Liquid and the good timing to start the infinite punch. Because if you start too soon or too late, you won't get it.
So it may come as a surprise, but as it turned out, Miller wasn't really Miller. He was very sus throughout this entire game and decided, hey, you know what? I'm really Liquid, and thank you for activating Rex for me. So we got to call Otacon to bail us out. I don't know, man. I don't enjoy being played like a fiddle, do you?
Like, it's one of the finger of video games, actually.
So with Rex, I think it's just getting yourself in the right position so you don't have to really move and just aim at the radome and just trade your shots, and as well as using GME to start.
Perfect position right there.
Now, in front of you.
But once again, it's really different from console. On console, it's a really different fight. With GME, everything is so much easier.
Yeah.
Neither truly alive.
Oh man, he can't do it, Pazzo. He can't put Gray Fox out of his misery.
Can't do it. It's not good.
Oh, and he's giving us the PC exclusive, I guess, third-person cam when it comes to this.
I had so many crashes in the game when I did it, so now I don't do it. I never do it again.
Oh man, I mean, especially with the PC camera that Glenn is using here, it makes it that much more dramatic. All right, so going into phase 2, same thing as phase 1. Ooh,
Shot.
okay, little iffy there. Okay, there we go. So it's
Could enjoy one brief
yeah,
moment
it's very easy to die to Rex. You know, whether if it's from the plasma laser or the missiles.
you fall. At this
I think the
height, it will
console
kill
version on
even
Extreme
you.
is like the worst Rex you can have. It's really hard. You have to avoid all the shoots from the Rex.
Have at you, Snake.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So here we go with the Liquid Infinite. Let's see. Oh, so he went with the run throw. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe he decided, you know what? No, you know, Vermillion's not that far behind him. Maybe he just doesn't want to chance it with a no throw method.
So we can do it so far.
Hurry!
Okay, so he's got him
Perfect.
in the right spot. And he's not skating away from him as he's punching, which is good. And off he goes. Good Liquid fight.
The textbook, right?
Darn, no keys.
Yeah, textbook. Remember bringing that back up again.
Go.
Yeah, Liquid can be very tricky, whether if it's, you know, timing your punches without over spamming it. Sometimes you can have Liquid in the right spot, but Snake will be sliding off target because you're not, you know, in the right position with him. So Vermillion going with the two throw. Also going with the punchy to the corner. And oh, and he broke it. Okay, that is unfortunate. So he's going to have to reset him, try it again, and looks like he has it, but I... Okay, so he's going to do a single punch to kind of drag him back with him. So it's a little bit slower, but it does get you what you want at the end. So he's gonna have to get him down to at the L text of liquid when you're looking at the health bar, and then you're just gonna go yeet, throw him off for X. So little iffy start for Vermillion's Liquid Infinite, but good way to recover it. Meanwhile, Glenn is just making his way out of the escape section, which, yep, you guessed it, Liquid is not dead. Guy just won't go down.
It's not over yet.
Liquid. Still no 101 pace. I'm not sure. Can't be possible.
I don't know. Maybe I'll leave that up to you because I'm kind
Maybe
of
a
not
low
as in
one.
tune with with the PC
one.
version. But I imagine it must be somewhere around there. I don't know if it's like PB pace for him or not. I don't have a clue, but seems like a fairly decent run so far.
It's BB pace for me. Like, it's really close.
Yeah.
And Glenn is on the 100 pace, so it's really impressive. Akuma and Glenn are so impressive since the beginning of the tournament so far. So.
Yeah, and actually with this escape section, this is another overlooked section where it's like, oh, I can't lose time here, right? You just gotta shoot Liquid. I mean, you actually can. You know, funny enough.
Oh, that looks really great for Glenn. He's gonna
Snake, look,
55.
daylight.
Okay, 53 minutes. Oh, he's gonna get a low 101, I think. It's not gonna get the 100.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid's hitbox is weird. It's, you know, sometimes you'll be on target and then it just, as Kuma said, like it just disappears. I absolutely hate it. And I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But, so score screen
101.
coming up for Glenn is a 101.
Really?
What do we got here?
106.
101.06. Wow, look at that. Almost a sub 101 run. Wow, so GG's to Glenn.
Vermillion's gonna
Vermillion.
beat my PB. Maybe.
Yes, I mean, what, like, when you say your PB, like your now current one as of today, or the
My
old
current one I had to pay.
Snake, look.
one? Oh, let's see. I mean, wouldn't that be something? We'll get like two PB breaks back to back.
I know it's not gonna be. It's not gonna beat my PB. It's gonna be a really low 102. That was so close. I think if he didn't drop the infinite on liquid, he would have a 101. But he's gonna get like a 101.03, something like that.
Wow, look at that.
101.
102 flats.
That's a
Wow.
really good time. And that's a PB for Vermilion,
Wow,
by the way.
I'm glad you made the prediction for the times and not me. All right, so,
GG's.
yeah, GG,
Hey.
guys.
GG's, Glenn.
Really
GG's?
good race.
Good luck in the playoff. I mean, the elimination stage, man. Both of you guys. I mean, you, Glenn.
Glenn and Nakuma are really impressive. That's what I was saying.
What was your time,
Yeah.
Glenn?
101.06.
Oh, nice.
And Vermilion, you got a PB, right?
Yeah, by like 8 seconds.
Nice.
Dude, I got Button Sinew too, and
I was
got,
wondering, I'm like, he's on 101 pace-ish.
It was so close. He dropped the infinite on liquid. It would have been a 101.
yeah, unfortunate. I also missed one transition shot too, which sucked, but it's like whatever. PB is fine.
It happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm really thankful for the league for letting me play in it. It was really fun. GG's to everyone in my Claymore group. You guys are really good.
That was a
You
really
guys
good group.
I know Glenn and Kuma are gonna crush it in the elimination stage for sure. Be scared of them, okay? Like, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it was an absolute joy to watch you guys race and, you know, the back and forth and everything in between. But well done to both of you.
All right, thank you. GG's, Glenn.
GG's. Congrats on the PB.
Thank you.
Man, 2 back-to-back PBs for today's league stream. I love it. So I think unless
question.
if oh, go ahead, Pazzo.
Just one question. So, what do you expect now for the tournament? For the what's coming in tournament? Like, do you think it's gonna be harder because you were in the Claymore group? So, what do you think?
You can go first, Glenn.
Now you go. Go ahead. You started.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm like 75% sure that grand final is gonna be Glenn and Akuma. So you guys already got a sneak peek of it.
Oh,
Expect
Tyler.
expect more games. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my prediction. 75% is gonna be Glenn versus Akuma.
That's what I
Sounds
would say,
confident.
but races are so real. Everything can happen, you know. At that
For
point,
sure.
you miss Ocelot, stuff like that. You can lose like against everyone. So I'm
Oh yeah,
not sure.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
yeah. And Glenn, what's your feeling about the tournament so far? Do you think it's gonna be like it's gonna get harder since you were in the Claymore group? So maybe you think, well, it's gonna be easier now. So what do you think?
I'm just going to approach it as I've approached the last 3 matches. So I just look forward to facing the others that advanced from the other groups. Some really good runners in those groups, so I think it's going to be really fun.
I can't wait to do
Absolutely.
that.
All right, so I am gonna say goodbye for now as we get set up for the next race. Pazza will be sticking around for commentary, which he'll now be joined by Vermillion. So thanks for having me out here once again. Pazzo, thanks for being co-commentary.
Really fun
You know,
to connect with you.
oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll go to a short intermission and be right back.
I'm bleeding.